my God, what's going on with me? Well,
Oh, no more seed oils for you.
I'm going brain dead over here. Oh my God. What if the cooking oil in your kitchen is more dangerous to your brain than smoking? These heart-healthy vegetable oils could be accelerating memory loss and setting the stage for Alzheimer's.
The food industry has known about this for decades. This research has been buried because these oils are in virtually every processed food on the shelf.
By the end of today's episode, you're going to understand why these oils damage brain cells and a simple 3-step protocol that we use to help clients reverse brain fog within days.
So stay with us. The third step is something almost no one is talking about.
So welcome to the Empowered Health Dialogues. I'm Dr. Taj Haynes, a certified health coach and a dentist. And our mission is helping people stop dreaming about feeling good someday. Instead, we want our clients, and they wake up feeling amazing every single day.
Yes. And I'm Tracy Haynes, a certified nutritarian coach, and we believe you deserve to feel energetic, pain-free, and truly vital. No more pills, no more endless doctor visits. Today's topic affects literally everyone watching this right now.
Yeah, so we're exposing the truth finally about the vegetable and seed oils. I'm talking about the canolas, the soybean, the corn, the safflower. All these are linked to brain inflammation. And this information that we're about to present is so critical, especially if you're over 40, but irregardless of your age. If you have any kind of cognitive concerns, this kind of brain fog, this is for you. Here's an amazing, crazy fact that I discovered is that Alzheimer's, you can almost classify it as dementia.
I thought dementia's under that umbrella, but yes.
It is, yeah. So it's kind of one and the same these days. Is that the rates have exploded 400% since 1979.
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, 70% of Americans experience some kind of regular brain fog. You can walk into a room, I forgot why I went to this room, or who am I calling? Why did I go to the webpage? It happens to nearly everybody. And there's nothing natural about this type of decline. Now, even in your 40s, your 30s, your 50s, or even in your 80s, it's sad when you see people that you know and love and trust start going down this hill, and you know there's things you can do for them.
Brain inflammation epidemic tracks directly with one major dietary change. People shifted from traditional cooking fats to the industrial seed oil. That's where the crux of the problem is, right? These oils, marketed as heart-healthy alternatives, was sold to us.
Yeah, we talk about all the time about how we're greenwashed and how there's healthy fats and healthy oils. And these seed oils are just completely just insidious.
Yes.
And the problem is, what really gets me is that the medical system is completely failing patients with cognitive concerns. I mean, here, we talk about it all the time. I mean, goodness, the standard approach is, hey, let's run some basic blood tests. Let's see kind of what's going on. Everything looks good, but I understand you have some problems with the brain fog. Well, hey, guess what? Here's a statin because I see some high cholesterol. And they say, oh, all this stuff is normal aging. But not even realizing, if you look at one of our old episodes, is that statin drugs, 100% people have cognitive decline, so it only adds to the problem.
That's right.
And so you got the people who are like, help me, help me, help me. And these patients are continuing declining because they're following this heart-healthy advice. And just as a practicing health professional, I mean, if you ask me, this approach, I mean, it ignores decades of research on inflammatory triggers, and it's time that it stops.
Yeah.
Thing is that what they don't know, or what they don't want you to know, is that there was a direct correlation between the seed oil consumption and the cognitive decline. And it's like the research hasn't even made it to clinical practice. So either they don't know, they don't want to know, or they're ignoring it altogether. However, when you look at the bigger entities, there's a system in place, the hospitals, I mean, there's no profit in the prevention at all. And so these same companies that are making these oils, guess who funds the research? They do.
They do.
And all the guidelines.
Oh my goodness.
So, and that's
Talk about conflict of interest.
Yeah, and so when you say the system, that's what I mean by the system. It's so interrelated. It's no one can see what's really truly going on.
These food industries, the same food industry, they invested billions convincing us, marketing to us, that these seed oils are very healthy. The American Heart Association still recommends this, despite
Corrupt.
that they still recommended. So what you have to do is follow the money. It's cheap to produce, it has a longer shelf life, and it has a massive profit margin. This is happening while rates of brain-related disease are skyrocketing.
Here's some of the things that just drive me nuts. So I'll call myths.
Okay.
All right. Number one is that they always claim that vegetable oils are heart healthy. But we keep talking about that because why? They lower cholesterol. But yet you want to give a statin. It makes no kind of sense whatsoever.
So you still have the high cholesterol.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think they kind of a decrease in the LDL, which is known as the bad cholesterol in some studies. But here's the thing, they increase so much oxidative stress and inflammation with.
Oh my gosh, it's like creating another dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, then there's things out there, stats out there that people who have or eat lots of vegetable oils, they had a 62% higher death rate. So think about how bad the inflammation is for these people. Yeah. Cholesterol, that whole theory is kind of outdated. No one dies from cholesterol. What's the real killer is the inflammation.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's another myth? Like seed oils are healthy because they come from plants? That's another myth out there, right?
It's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, the plant origin.
It sounds healthy.
It sounds healthy, and like that's part of the greenwashing.
That's right. It's so far away from the plant itself. It's not really healthy.
Correct. It's been so over processed to the billionth degree.
For myth number 3 is that the omega-6 fats in seed oils are essential nutrients. Fat is essentially as fat. Now, granted, we need small amounts, but this whole modern intake of completely unnatural fats is causing the disease, the inflammation, the metabolic dysfunction. So historically speaking, when you think about our omega-6 to omega-3s, typically it's about 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 the ratio. But today's ratio, it's off the charts, 20-to-1, 30-to-1. It gets off the hook. And so they say, well, you eat all the omega stuff because it's healthy. Well, they want to bring up your omega-3s. And that's not what you really, truly want to do because you still get the omega-6, which is inflammatory. And what does it do to your brain? Because your brain, it alters the cell membranes, it impairs neurotransmitter function, promotes depression, anxiety, cognitive decline. And golly, that imbalance, modern medicine totally ignores that ratio. The ratio is the most important thing when it comes to the omega-6s and omega-3s. You want to bring it back in line more historically, where it's 1-to-1, 2-to-1.
Okay. Dr. Catherine Shanahan, a former physician of the LA Lakers and author of Deep Nutrition, she states that vegetable oils are the single most damaging ingredient in our modern diet. She's documented how these seed oils disrupt our cellular communication throughout the body, yet most mainstream nutritionists continue recommending these oils.
My favorite. It is crazy. It's my favorite team too, but she mentions it. I never heard that before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My gosh. So brain cells, here's the thing. The brain cells have these membranes composed primarily of fat. That's why fat is important. Okay. But what you eat directly determines the quality of these membranes. So if you eat high levels of these processed omega-6s, they're going to become more rigid, become more dysfunctional. The cells don't work. And let me remind you, the cells are the smallest unit of life. And so your cells don't work, your body won't work. That's why we talk about the complete cellular restoration. You got to make sure that you are restoring at the cellular level. Because if you don't do that, you're going to have the neurotransmitters that don't work. It's going to because the neurotransmitters on the cells, the receptors, they're just faulty. You're not going to have good energy production. And after all, you need energy to live.
Oh my goodness. Can you explain what that means in practical layman's terms?
Yeah. So think of the brain cells as like communication centers. All right. The membrane is like the skin of the cell, and it controls what kind of goes in and what goes out, right? You can't get into the cell unless you go through the skin itself, like your body. And it houses these receptors and these hormones and the neurotransmitters, because what happens is it tells the cell what to do, but with the wrong fats, there's 3 critical problems that happen with that whole communication system. One, it becomes impaired because between the cells and the hormones kind of going back and forth, trying to let your brain cells what to do. And when that breaks down, that's where the brain fog comes in. That's where the memory issues start to increase. There's also this increased vulnerability when you have oxidative damage from just the inflammation of those seed oils. And so you can call it like cellular rusting. You heard me say that before, like rusting of the cells, like we're rusting the brain cells at this point in time. And then this chronic activation of these brain immune cells trying to fight off this poison, this toxic poison. And that's where you get neural inflammation. And so you got inflammation of the brain and just causing all of these problems. So just imagine trying to talk on a phone with static or drop calls. That's essentially what your brain is going through on seed oils.
Wow, that's a good analogy. So how does this connect to Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's dementia, the latest understanding is that you have inflammation and you also have metabolic dysfunction, and together causes the brain issues.
Okay.
All right, so metabolic dysfunction essentially your inability to properly turn food into energy. All right? And so because you have bad nutrition, which essentially the seed oils are bad nutrition. So it's all kind of one and the same, or it all kind of hits at the same level. And so you start eating these high omega-6 foods, you're going to have higher rates of cognitive decline. And they even have studies where they show that the brain will shrink because you eat too much of this brain, the omega-6s.
Oh my gosh, it's everything.
That's everything. So yeah, so instead of getting to the root cause like we typically do, these big pharma companies, they keep having these drugs developed to target these plaques that are caused, like they can see from the inflammation. But that's not the problem.
Yeah.
That's not the problem at all.
Yeah.
It's the seed oils, the bad nutrition.
Wow. Countries with the highest seed oil consumption have the highest rate of neurological disorders. Populations that consume fats that are traditional fats, such as like your butters and
Lard, tallow, that kind of stuff.
right, they have much lower rates. Right.
Yep.
So like your blue zones with the longest living people, they have traditional fats, not seed oils.
Yeah, interesting. They don't really eat a lot of fats either. It just they don't eat the inflammatory fats.
Right. These are the oils that we think you should eliminate: canola oil, soybean oil,
Yep.
corn oil, cottonseed, safflower, sunflower, and grapeseed. We even used to think grapeseed was healthy. We put food into that.
Yeah, we got rid of that quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hidden in all the processed foods and salad dressings, mayonnaise, crackers, baked goods, chips, anything in a package. Even certain sauces. It's in spices. Look at your spices and make sure
That
it
is true.
doesn't have it in there. It's sad.
Yeah, so you got to read the ingredient label all the time.
All the time. And some of them, they're tricky because in the food industry don't want you looking at the ingredient label. So they will put it in very small print, or they'll put it in a font or color that is really hard to read on the packaging.
Yeah.
I have come across that
It's
recently.
crazy. They just hide it.
Yes.
All they do is typically hide it.
Yes.
So can you tell us, I guess, besides those oils, not saying that we want to promote oil, especially if you have chronic conditions, but if you were to cook or eat different oils, what are the alternatives that should be used instead of those insidious, bad omega-6 inflammatory oils?
Okay, so if you have no problems or you have very slight problems, not that you really need to stay away from these things. If you do have serious problems, you should stay away from it. If you don't, extra virgin olive oil, that's a good one. And that's more so used in salad dressings because it has a low heat content. So that's salad dressings. Avocado oil, which is more of a medium heat type of oil. There's also coconut oil or grass-fed ghee. That's a higher heat content. And these fats were consumed by humans for thousands of years. They've been around.
As you say, the ancestors.
Yeah. So extra virgin olive oil reduces neuroinflammation. Right? Coconut oil provides MCTs, which is an alternative brain fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, I mean, fat is still fat, but if you're going to eat the oils, use those oils instead is the whole thing. Right?
Don't go crazy, but just a little.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's what the things you want to swap out, but are there some practical tips that you can start or that people can start with today?
Yeah, so you can make your own salad dressing. You can use nuts and seeds for your fats, so you can use olive oil. So then there's something simple. If you don't have the time to make a salad dressing, there is just olive oil and lemon juice. Ta-da, that's it. You add a little bit of herbs if you want to get fancy and a pinch of salt. Avoid store-bought dressings because they are loaded with seed oils. Start reading every label. You'll be shocked at what you find where these oils are hidden. Cut back eating out. That's the only other way to tell you, unless you know of a restaurant that do not cook with those type of oils.
Yeah,
Because they're highest offenders.
we cut way, way, way back on going to eat out.
Yeah, because of the oils.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a very, very good practical tip. Now, what about these omega-3s? I mean, don't we need to balance these oils somehow?
So your best sources are to eat wild-caught fish, such as salmons, sardines, mackerel. They contain DHA, which makes up about 30% of the brain's gray matter. They're essential for cognitive function. If you're not eating fatty fish regularly, consume a high-quality supplement.
Yeah, and I think when you think about the health, the ratio itself, if you just cut out the seed oils, period, your ratios will come in line. And so you don't even truly have to eat more fat to raise it back up, because at the end of the day, it's still fat is fat. So yes, especially too, if you have other health conditions, to promote a better healthy lifestyle is to just cut out the seed oils 100%, improve your brain function at the same time. Let's talk about how we can integrate this a little bit more into our lifestyle.
First one you need to do, which we can't hammer home enough, is to eliminate the seed oils.
Yep.
And we will improve your mental clarity within 7 to 14 days. That's
Pretty
pretty
quick.
quick. Inflammation will begin to subside quickly. That's to tell you how your body is working so hard to keep you alive and strong. Most people notice sharper thinking almost immediately.
It does. It happens really, really quick.
Yeah.
So what's the second part of this whole approach?
Support your natural detoxification pathways. Hydrate, 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 hydrate. Eat sulfur-rich foods such as your cruciferous vegetables, garlics, onions, your G-bombs. Your body can clear these inflammatory compounds. Support your liver detox pathways. Your body can clear these inflammatory compounds. Only if your detox pathways aren't overloaded.
Yeah, so it's all about detoxification. We talk about detox as part of our program. You open up the colons, the pathways, the liver, and you're able to begin to take out all these toxins, the trash out of your body. Because if not, then you're going to be in a world of trouble and make things worse.
Yes.
Another big thing is sleep. Sleep is so critical for the brain detoxification. The brain cleans itself during sleep. So you need a good 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Some people need more, some people need less. I require about 6.5 hours of sleep. And that allows me to function really well and kind of rejuvenate. And when you do sleep well, your brain takes out all that trash to make you just feel better and think better and operate better. And so, again, I mean, I have this big old grudge against medical doctors because a lot of doctors just don't talk about how sleep is so important and you need good quality sleep for brain health.
Another one is to support your mitochondrial regeneration, and that's a game changer. So your brain's energy generators are damaged by seed oils, and your brain can produce new healthy mitochondria. So the process is called mitochondrial biogenesis. This is the missing piece in conventional approaches.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you're saying you take care of your body will take care of itself and be able to regenerate by feeding it the proper nutrition. It's that simple. Food's going to heal or food's going to not heal and cause disease.
Right.
So what are some practical ways that people can support this overall 3-step process?
Okay. The most powerful one is intermittent fasting. High intensity training exercise, which is known as HIIT. Cold exposure, such as cold showers, cold plunges. Daily movement, exercise. Get out in the sunlight and exercise in the sun, and stress management through mindfulness practices. None of these cost money, but the pharmaceutical industry can't profit off of them.
That's true. I mean, it's just a simple thing, and that's kind of what what our program is about: and the lifestyle, the mindfulness, the diets, the movement, everything. And so when people, as we see, begin to implement these changes, what can they expect to see?
Well, the brain fog often lifts within days. The memory improves within weeks. Inflammatory markers normalize within 1 to 3 months. These changes can prevent or even reverse some cognitive decline. Damage from these oils is cumulative. So for every year of high seed oil consumption, recovery takes longer. Oof. Right? So the oxidative damage becomes more extensive and harder to reverse. So don't wait until you're experiencing serious symptoms. Take action now, and you can prevent years of declining brain function.
Okay, wow. So that was a lot of information.
Yes.
So let's just try something at home real quick. let's do a quick self-assessment. Right now, I want you to check your brain function. I want you to remember these 5 random words. I'm going to ask for them later. All right, so here are the words: orange, bicycle, elephant, paperclip, and mountain. Now listen, we're going to come back to these words in a few minutes to test your working memory. But first, I want to kind of hit home just this whole conventional medicine about this normal aging. I mean, you kind of seem to have experience of it because you talk to so many people that deal with this. Oh, I'm just getting older, or it's just genetic, what have you. I mean,
Yeah. So they think it's all part of the natural aging process, right?
yeah.
But like our friend Brandon, he was heading towards a serious cognitive decline, potentially even dementia, right? And it's all preventable. And with the information that we all covered here, this isn't an isolated case. We have seen this pattern before. So the medical system has no solution for cognitive decline at all. But nature has provided everything we need to protect our brains.
And he made some simple changes. He really just cut out all this,
Seed
the seed
oils,
oils. He followed
exercising.
exercise, the sleep, the
Yes.
detox. He
Yes.
just pretty much followed the whole Empowered Health program to a T. And his way his brain works is significantly much sharper and recalled a lot more things.
Yeah.
And and the thing is that that's not a one-off case. We see it with so many people that we work with, just with a simple little protocol, and it's a simple thing. So not only helps with brain health, brain fog, helps with pain, it helps with just feeling sick all the time, makes you feel younger and healthier throughout. Just wake up full of energy.
Yeah. Which is so important, and having that vitality is so important because who wants to be trudging through life in pain?
Yeah,
It's not fun.
and it's so predictable. It's remarkably consistent. And when you think about the brain, I mean, it has this incredible healing capacity when you give it the right support.
Yeah.
It comes down to, and we say all the time, the body, you give it the right environment, the right nutrition, it just wants to heal, and it will heal. Just got to remove all those obstacles. And the biggest obstacle when it comes to brain health are these seed oils. So,
I've always heard that the body is working actively all the time to keep you alive.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Regenerates and it wants to keep you alive. So it's what you put into it, what is meant to go into it.
Yes, it was 100%. And so, did you remember those words? I want to see if you can remember the words here. What were they? Do you remember what they were?
Yes.
You do remember. You hope you remember what they were. All right. It was orange,
Bicycle.
bicycle,
Elephant.
elephant,
Paperclip.
paperclip,
And mountain.
and mountain. Yeah, exactly. So now listen, if you struggled, your working memory might be affected by that inflammation. And those simple little things, you should be able to know those words, give you any 5 words, numbers, what have you, and just know it throughout. So with that being said, here's some 3 key takeaways to help you improve your working memory right here, right now. And from this whole video, from our episode, is that industrial seed oils, they create brain inflammation despite this whole heart healthy marketing. The second thing is that these traditional fats, if you're going to eat fats, they can dramatically reduce that neural inflammation. They're not as bad as the seed oils. And the third thing is that the complete protocol that we came up with and explained to you, that can help you restore you back to optimal brain function. But the key is to start right now. Don't wait till it gets worse.
The food industry has spent billions convincing us that oils are healthy. Take the courage to question what you've been told. Don't take everything at face value. Make changes based on what science actually shows. You have more power over your brain health than any pill or procedure.
You do. And it's all, I tell people all the time, the power is in your own hands. The sincerity of your hands is what feeds your body, what determines your actions throughout the whole day. And so if you're experiencing brain fog or these memory issues, the first step, just eliminate these oils completely. Just cut them out. Because you keep eating them in the packaging, all the ultra processed stuff, your brain's not going to be able to heal. And it's going to be continuously being damaged. So don't wait for symptoms to worsen. Please just act now.
Yeah. We know this information might anger some conventional nutritionists who've built careers recommending these oils, but we can't ignore the mountain evidence about the harmful effects. Sometimes challenging the establishment beliefs is necessary to help people.
I don't say sometimes, I say all the time. As soon as something is not true, and if it can hold up to the scrutiny you give it, then okay, it might be true. But until I can prove otherwise, it's just not true. So listen, we'd love to hear about your experiences. If you notice any kind of changes as you age, have you noticed a little bit more brain fog? Have you tried eliminating seed oils? No, if so, just share your comments below. Your story might actually help someone take action.
So subscribe now so you won't miss anything, and hit the notification bell. YouTube won't show you all of our videos otherwise.
Yeah, remember, you deserve to feel amazing every single day, and your health challenges aren't just normal aging. Then they're signals, they're warning signs that something needs to change. And we're to help you decode all those signals and reclaim your vitality.
Thanks for watching the Empowered Health Dialogues. If you have any questions, reach out directly. Join our free newsletter for more brain-saving strategies. Until next week, be well.
All right, take care.